Welcome to Results with Drones, the podcast for those who want to know how and learn best practices on using their drones commercially. Join us. If you're into drones and want to know how you can make money commercially from their usage, or if you're a professional photographer or cinematographer looking to add a new tool to your toolbox, or even if you're a business owner wondering if you should and how you could integrate drones into your business, this will be the show for you. On this episode, we're pleased to welcome an award-winning photojournalist with the local affiliate of a major television broadcast network. Based out of Seattle, Washington, you will often find him by the water with his camera and drone, filming for a variety of boat and yacht companies, where he makes his viewers feel like they're actually there. With over 10 years' experience, he'll share with us how drones can help you sell your boat, yacht, super yacht, and mega yacht. From Dan King Images, ladies and gentlemen, Dan King. Welcome, Dan.
How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful, thank you. I'm very pleased to have you here today.
Thank you. It's great being here.
Dan, when you approach a boat owner or a broker who's looking at you as potentially to hire you, they're looking at you and your drone or your business card or an email from you. What do you do to differentiate yourself from that guy down the road?
Well, I try to show them my experience being a news photographer, working for networks. I feel like that gives me a little bit more of an edge because news, our deadline is always that night at 5 o'clock. So I feel like I can bring them a better quality at a much faster rate, and also just trying to be a nice guy, friendly. But I think my experience really helps me, and having that kind of news edge is what kind of helps me stand out, I think, especially in a market like Seattle. Is
it a very crowded market there in Seattle for drone operators?
For drone operators, yeah, it's getting to be pretty packed. You've got, I was kind of shocked. My fiance and I were at Costco, and they're selling the little DJI Mavics. So, this market, there a lot of people are getting them when they're available at Costco. You're in trouble if you're a drone operator. It's nice to see that they're there, but It's also kind of scary seeing that they're there. So, everyone. Real estate, yacht brokers, everyone, they think they can fly and they can pick up the drone at Costco and
off they go. Well, speaking of various customers that you have, there's an expression to go where your customers are. Have you attended boating trade shows such as the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show or the Seattle Boat Show or the Antigua Charter Yacht Show?
I've attended a lot of the boat. I haven't gone to the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show. I haven't gone to the Miami, but here locally, the boat shows that happen here, yeah, I'm always there. That seems to be when I first started going to the boat shows, and a lot of people, when if you walk up just out of the blue, hey, I'd like to take a picture of your boat, they look at you kind of funny. But at the boat show, that gives you a great opportunity to get onto the boats, to spend a little bit of time taking pictures. And that's really where I got my start, especially with yachts, going to the boat shows and getting on the boats, taking pictures. I remember having brokers scream down, "You okay down there? What's going on?" I'm just taking some pictures. I'm just playing around here. But it's what really got me the experience, especially on the yachts, going to the boat shows. I'd love to go to the Fort Lauderdale and to the Miami, and I die to go to the Dubai or Monaco.
Yes, I heard quite a lot of good things about the Monaco yacht show. But yes, there's a Singapore yacht show. There's the obviously the Miami International Boat Show is quite big, and Newport International Boat Shows.
It's huge.
And being able to go to those events and see the where your potential customers are, and being able to introduce yourself to them, show them you're a real person, possibly show them a portfolio and samples of some of your work. And it's a great idea to hopefully pique their interest, and hopefully they'll hire you then.
Yeah, having that full-time job is always kind of a hindrance. They seem to want you to show up 5 days a week. So it's kind of hard to get into some of those boat shows when, you got the full-time job.
Well, that's why we save up those vacation days for these special events.
Yeah, yes.
But boats and yachts are very similar to houses, that you can't just fly around it. You actually have to go inside too. Do you happen to have a list of shots that you always try to capture when you film a boat or yacht?
I really don't have kind of a list, because every boat and house are so different. And I feel if I have a list, it makes my videos kind of all look alike. So if I go in kind of getting the feel, some boats are a little bit more sporty. Some boats are, more of like the trawler style, are a little bit more for relaxing. So I'll go in and kind of work my shooting to kind of play to that boat or to that house or to whatever I'm shooting. I always say, I always want the viewer to feel like they're there. So I don't want to get in that rut of having, my shot list. I always, have the basics of what I want, especially, different rooms, because I may have shot one and then missed one. So I'll have like a room shot list, just so I don't forget to, I forgot the master suite, or, I forgot this. Oh, shoot. So I'll have that. But otherwise, I try to go in open-minded. It sounds kind of artsy, but get the feel of the boat, so that I can show how the boat is, kind of the life of the boat.
Do you often get to have the boats underway, or are they normally at dock?
It's kind of 50-50. Some owners and brokers, they just want you in and out. They're fine with, the shots there at the dock. They may pull the boat out so you can get shots right there. But others, they do want you to go out. Different brokerages have kind of the look for their videos, so they really want it underway. I've been lucky enough to work with, two great brokerage or companies, Fraser Yachts and Celine Yachts, which they definitely want the boats underway. They want it to look its best. And I've been lucky enough for them to hire me a lot. So
wonderful.
Knock on wood, I think that's a good thing, I guess.
So when you go out to these various boats and yachts, can you tell us about the gear you're using when you're filming these vessels? Obviously, it's not just a drone. While flying inside a yacht is possible, it's not really advisable.
No, they get kind of picky with that. Multi-million-dollar yacht, and you want to fly a drone here? No. They're big, but they're not that big. No, gear-wise, I've for drone aerials, I've got the Inspire 2 with the X5S. And then I've also got the little Mavic Pro. I use the Mavic more for when I'm doing sailboats, because especially if I'm out on a sailboat, it's hard to get in with all the lines. And then for interior shots, I've got the Ronin M, and I shoot with the GH5, or the I've got my Canon 5D Mark IV, which I can also use. Panasonics are great, but they're not the greatest for low light. So a lot of times I'll switch to the Canon for the interior shots, especially lower deck when it's a little bit darker.
Seems like you put quite a bit of money into this investment of your project here of photographing boats and yachts. Has there been any incidents where your gear went missing or disappeared?
Yeah. I had all my gear in the car. I was ready to do an early morning shoot, so I thought, I live in a nice area. I'm going to be up in like 3 hours. So I'll just leave the gear here, and when I get up, I can just get up and go. Well, someone thought that was a great opportunity to break into my van and take everything. So
yeah,
lesson to all the photographers: even if you have a shoot in a couple hours, bring it in. Don't leave it out there overnight.
So is that a total loss, a write-off? Did you have insurance on this, or?
Lucky enough, I had insurance, so I got pretty much everything back. I wasn't able to get the as much gear, but I was able to replace most of it. Okay. Got the drone back. The crook tried to sell it to a pawn shop, so I was able to find it on Craigslist. So I got my drone back. And the Bothell Police Department, they were great. They got a couple of my cameras back, but he was pretty quick at selling them in the pawn shops, even though they're supposed to keep them for a few months or at least 30 days. They were pretty quick at getting rid of them. So I got back what I could. But luckily the insurance company, I think it was 2 weeks later, I had a check to try to get all my gear back.
That's wonderful that you did have the insurance on your gear and they were receptive to fulfilling that claim on you.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I was kind of shocked because I'm not a guy that saves receipts, and I try to buy a lot of my gear, as cheaply as I can. So Craigslist, eBay, different sites like that. So not the, best saving of the, proof of purchase, but right. They were great at, backing me up.
Wonderful. Very happy to hear that you did get something back and that the insurance did cover you for your partial of your losses.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Great. But moving a little bit over to the side here, what experience have you had with owners and brokers of what their desires are and what their concerns are, whether it be a faster sale of their vessel or that you're insured in case a drone crashes into a yacht? What sort of concerns and desires do they have from you?
Actually, I've been pretty lucky. Most of the brokers, they understand that it's a new tool for them. So I haven't had anyone really concerned with the physical yachts, being hit by the drone. I think they were more concerned, of me losing a drone if it got hit or if it hit the boat. Because, normally we're out in the sound or out in the lake, and it's windy. So it's kind of difficult to get the drone in tight. They want the shots to look as active as they can. So I've got to try to get my drone pretty close. But the owners have been, and the brokers have been great. They're seeing how valuable the videos can be and how valuable, especially having the drone, because, and especially for yachts, a couple of years ago, they all had to hire helicopters with the full gimbal, full, film package. So for them to have a video like what they can have now, just for the aerials, not even getting video inside, was going to be about, $5,000-$10,000. So being able to use the drones now, $500,000, and they're ecstatic that, they can have this kind of tool now to market their boats. It used to be that they would only market the large super yachts, the multi $100 million boats. I've shot boats that were, $100,000, which, is still a lot of money, but for a boat, $100,000, that's, for a live aboard boat, that's, not a lot. So they're really opening up to having the small boats, not just the large super yachts. They're open to every kind of boat now.
Well, it's a great jumping off point for people who are looking to break into the business. Instead of going up to one of these mega and super yacht companies saying, yeah, I've got a drone I can fly, by having the experience of shooting these smaller, less expensive boats to start out with, getting your skills down, it's a great opportunity for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's a great way to show what you can do. If you can make a small boat interesting, can you imagine what you can do with a large super yacht that pretty much sells itself?
Fantastic. I know, Dan, you're racing off to your next project very shortly. I do want to say you've shared a lot of great information with us, and there's so much more that we could cover, but hopefully you can come back again and please let everybody know how they can contact you.
They can get a hold of me. My website's dankingimages.com. Or you can email me at dkingimages@aol.com. I guess I'm kind of an older guy now. I still have AOL. Or Gmail, dankingimages.com. Or gmail.com. Sorry.
You're pretty much everywhere now.
Well,
trying. Wonderful.
Trying.
All righty. And I'm Sam Butterfield. Thanks very much for listening to or watching this episode of Results with Drones. We hope you found it valuable. Please subscribe to this show either in iTunes, Apple Podcasts for audio, or on YouTube for video. I look forward to chatting with you on our next episode to discuss how we can make some wonderful and profitable results with drones. Bye for now.